Yo, what's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. It's a Blazewick here, and today we're doing a quick video of Marvel Rivals versus Overwatch. Both will have some points discussed, and you just have to wait and see what the results are at the end. Let's go! First, I want to talk about my side, which is Marvel Rivals is better than Overwatch. Of course, I'm going to keep mine short and sweet because I have a very large gut feeling Toad is going to go on a huge ramble. Anyway, I have about 4 main points to discuss. One is art style. Overwatch is a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. It has beautiful art and some art is made with it, but that's not the point. It's fun to play in game. You can get great snapshots, beautiful thumbnails, but Marvel Rivals is just better in that department. It's a lot more artistic, comic style, and it just seems a lot more beautiful and immersive. Like, you play Overwatch, you know you're playing a hero shooter that is obviously trying to look semi-realistic. You play this and it looks like you jumped into a comic book. I know that sounds odd and might sound unbelievable, but that was my experience with playing in the beta. Now, of course, this whole game could be messed up by the time that the actual game comes out, but I highly doubt they're going to change their game or any of that. So I'm looking really forward to being more in this art style, and fan art's huge in this community, been a lot of fun. And that's the first point, it's just the beauty of the game. Second is the characters. Yes, Overwatch has Tracer, Sombra, Winston. These significant and iconic characters, you could say. But Marvel Rivals just does it better. Of course, you got the classics of Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, Venom, all those. But then they get the best characters, such as Jeff and Loki, Magic, all of those. Just Adam Warlock, Groot. Just odd characters that you never would think be in the game. And such as also Penny Parker. That's a character that I was surprised was in the game, especially with Spider-Man and Venom. But that's the point, is this has a lot more fun cast. Every cast feels different. You play Overwatch, if you learn one character, you can pretty much learn the rest in that type of style. If I learn Soldier, I can learn Sojourn, Cassidy, Ashe, any of the point-and-click hit shooters. And I know that because I have done it in that game. And I just want to say, just to clarify, I'm not hating on Overwatch. Overwatch is a great game. I have a ton of fun playing it. I love this game, in fact, and it's great. But Marvel Rivals just did it better. And before I discuss my final point, the point I do want to discuss, just so people know I'm realizing this, is that it's third person. People are going to hate on that. It should be a first-person shooter, and I could agree, could disagree, because then you don't get the fun skins and all that, but it makes sense why it is a third-person shooter, and that's because you're playing a game all about comic books. And also, every character, I do not believe a single character has a scope. I could be wrong, but I don't believe I am. So it's very simple to play it and go, oh, this feels normal. And if they do a transition to a first-person shooter with a certain ability, then it feels nice because they try to merge it in. It's not as sudden as other games such as Fortnite, say. So I like third-person shooters because, again, I play Fortnite, and I like the conversion to first-person when it needs to. So I think it's not bad in that point, and I know that's a point Toad will bring up. Anyway, the final thing to be mentioned is balancing. Now, I didn't get to play a lot because I got into the beta the last day, so I played about 4 hours of the game. Which, sure, means I'm probably not an expert like some people that played during the whole beta, but codes were hard to get. Anyway, the point is, I still think with the little time I played, it has better balancing than Overwatch by a far standpoint. best thing to mention is tanks. Tanks in this game are still tough, and most of the time require 1 or 2 DPS to kill, and hope they not have good healers on their team. Now go to Overwatch. Best example right now, Ramatra. This man, he doesn't even need a healer, and he can team wipe. That's how dumb Overwatch tanks are. And that's not a new point. That's not my own hot take. That's everyone's saying that right now about Overwatch. So I just wanted to bring in the point that this game does it better with balancing. The tanks are strong. They are still probably one of the toughest people to kill in the game. But if you use a strong ability, you can kill them. Punisher's a great example with his turret. If you decide to use his turret gun, he can just shred through a tank. That is if but he's also weak at that point and can easily be killed. So it's a flip of a coin. Unlike Overwatch where you need like 3 DPS to outvalue a tank and 1 healer. Guess what? Max you can have is 2. That's another thing that I just really want to mention is this is open queue. There's no role queue yet in this game, and that might very well change. But I don't think it's necessary because, again, you die so fast in this game. Healers are fine. Like, they can save you. Don't get me wrong. I've been saved from it. And also, I was playing horrible first time. But it doesn't seem like you need the support to carry like you do in Overwatch. And that's another thing, is they're relying on DPS actually finally have value. Because the supports and tanks don't do enough damage. And so, it's perfect for balancing. It makes every role needed. Unlike Overwatch where it's just 2 of the roles needed and the damage can just be forgotten. Because half the supports are DPS. But I will say there's one thing in this game that does make it struggle, and that's flyers. That's always been an issue. Overwatch with Pharah is struggling, but it's not as bad because the flyers are very slow. So they're easily shot no matter what character you are, whether it's a projectile or a hit scan. So I'd say it's fine, but again, no, that's going to be an argument. But anyway, that's what I just wanted to say, is that this game is really good, really balanced, and in my opinion, is better than Overwatch and might finally be what you would call an Overwatch killer. Now, before we switch over, I just want to clarify, I don't want Overwatch to die. I love the game, and again, this doesn't come out till 2025, so it's got a while. And by that time, hopefully Overwatch goes back into 6v6 and gets better. But we don't know that. That's the issue. Anyway, that's my point of this argument, and again, this is a friendly discussion. Both of us understand that no matter what happens, it's going to happen, despite what we want or despite what we say. So I just wanted to point out everything great about Marvel Rivals. Yes, there's flaws, but it's not as bad, especially since the only thing it has is glitches, and it's in beta. That's to be expected. Anyway, like I was saying, that's the end of my side, and let's hear what the Toad has to say. So, turns out Toad is busy, so I will be voicing over this side too, but I know his opinions on this. One is, he says Overwatch is, as he puts it, a lot more interactive, because I even noticed this when playing Marvel Rivals, was Overwatch makes you almost always feel like you're doing. Supports are huge, tanks are vital, and everyone needs to play as a team. You have to have a full team to actually play the game. If one teammate slacks, you lose. That is something that is rare nowadays. There's, for example, games such as Fortnite and Marvel Rivals, both of which go off of teams most of the time. One person can easily carry. This game is not. The only time that ever really works is if the one person's a tank, and that's only with the new patch. And it's just amazing with how much interactiveness this game has. You feel a lot more fluid, fights are a lot more fluid, it's a lot less chaotic, but that might be because Marvel Rivals is newer, so not used to the game yet. But the main point is, that is one of the main benefactors of Overwatch, is it's a lot more chaotic and team grouped. The second point, and this is a point I've heard thousands of times, was they were the first. They inspired so many things with the hero shooter genre that pretty much if they take anything from another hero shooter, it's sort of an honor less than thievery. Which is sad to say, but I've heard people say that before. That shows that Overwatch has had such a significant part in the culture of hero shooters that can it really lose? Yes, Marvel Rivals might have some bonuses, but can it lose to the original? Now, I have my own opinions on that, but again, that's not important. The main importance is what is true, and that is this game has been, well, this one's only been for about a year or two, but Overwatch in general has been out for a decade. More accurately, more than a decade. I don't know the exact date. But still, with them going back to 6v6, they're gonna rise back in popularity because they know what they're doing. That's the main thing. Overwatch knows what they're doing. Despite sometimes how the community thinks, they do. Marvel Rivals is new by a whole new studio. So unless a surprise Blizzard cameo combo happens, then Marvel Rivals is going into unknown territory for them, which is risky in the gaming business. And now finally, the last point is the player base. It sort of goes off of the previous point, but Marvel Rivals is so new, and yes, new people will join because it's a Marvel game, and there's also people going, oh, I like hero shooters, let's try this one. But Overwatch has a dedicated fan base. For so long, there's been pros that have played this for years and say this game sucks, but I still play it because I played it back when it released and it was great. It has a dedicated fan base and is a huge part of the media. So in reality, it can't be replaced unless if Marvel Rivals does something that takes the whole community. Take a page from Fortnite and do live events. But anyways, that is the main thing Overwatch has, is it has a vital community with tons of huge streamers and players, and if they bring back Overwatch League, this game ain't dying. And that's sort of the point of this video, is not only which is better, because that's not a fair argument. They're both great games. The question is, will Marvel Rivals kill Overwatch? And my answer is no. It won't. Overwatch has enough of its feats and enough of community to stand on its own, even if Marvel Rivals turns out to be a 20 times better game. That's the reason that I have to say, and I know you're going to hate this, it's a tie. Marvel Rivals versus Overwatch ends in a tie. Well, guys, that's this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this is mostly my opinion and some stuff other people in the community have said. But again, feel free to disagree, and if you really want, let me know in the comments. Please stay nice. It's, again, everyone has a different opinion, and I just want to state this for the Overwatch fans. I do not want this game to die. I love this game. It is so fun and has made me gain friends and build new friendships, so I enjoyed this game a lot. Anyway, like I said earlier, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell if you want to see more. And see ya later!